Welcome to the next tutorial of React. So in this tutorial we are going to see what are the props and how to use those props inside your component. So basically there is one common thing, and that is props can be passed to your both of the components, which are functional components as well as class components. So we have this dashboard component, which is a function component. So functional component is basically a normal plain old JavaScript function which returns this HTML. You can see this is a JS6, or it returns a DOM element. So basically, so now this app.js is a parent component, and inside which we have called the dashboard component. So it becomes a child component of this app component. So this dashboard component has this name attribute city, right? So we are passing some properties to this dashboard component. So these properties are like name, which holds a string, then there is a city which holds again a string. Now there is an employee attribute, or you can say employee property, we are passing to this dashboard component, and this employee holds an array. So as you can see, this is an array which holds multiple objects. And also there is another property which is person, and this person holds an object. This is a single object that we are passing. So now this is the data format that we are passing to this dashboard component, and now we have to catch these objects and arrays inside the dashboard component. So let's see one by one how it happens. So inside the dashboard component we have the props. So basically props is a property. It is a short form for property. So if you look for the definition, so both props and states are plain old JavaScript objects, and if any of the changes happens between props and state, then the re-render of your component happens, right? So this is the main thing. If the props or states changes, then the component is again re-rendered and the view is changed, right? So if you compare the same analogy with the plain old JavaScript functions, like this is a plain function which has a name property, right? So props can be equivalent to function parameters basically. So this is a function, dummy function, and we are passing the name parameter to it, and whenever we are calling it, so it will print the same output. So as compared to the React component again, so this is a React class component, and we are again passing some prop using this. So in this line you can see that we are passing the name. This is a prop basically, so we are passing name as a property, and again this dummy component is printing that, right? So which is very similar to our this function. So in this props, this is an object. So if you inside the function, if you print it using console log, then you can find out the content of it, right? So I'll save it. So once I open the console, I can check here the object. You can ignore the mail, the other errors. So this object contains the city, employee, this is an array, and the mail and the name, right? So likewise all of these data properties are already we have received inside the dashboard component, right? So you can directly print the single property names using this. Within the curly braces you have to just print it. After that, if it is an array, so you have to use the map operator, and likewise you can print the all of the array elements. So Jack of JavaScript and John Doe. So these are the values that we have printed from this employee array. So if you see here, this is employee name array, and we are using it as a property employee, right? So there is one more important thing, and that is even we can set the default properties, default props. So we have set the city as default prop and mail as default prop, right? So city and mail has to be passed from the parent component, right? So if you check here, we have set the city as Delhi, and here we got the value exactly, right? But if this value is not present, if I remove it and if I just save it, then it will render the default value which is set inside this dashboard component. So this value will be rendered. So likewise, these are the default props we can use. So alright guys, so this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.